1, 2, 3, 4. What up, everybody? Richard Byrd here. Now, on today's episode of The Dash, I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that I made, at least last year, in 2019. I overcommitted. Yeah, I know. Who would think that I would do that? Yeah, I did. I overcommitted. I said yes to too many things that I probably should not have done. And one of the mistakes that we make in business and in relationships is thinking that we can do more than we can. Now, in most cases, I'm a really good at planning. I'm really good at project management, at being able to really look at all of the different aspects of of a problem or a project. But I think what happened is I overestimated in my head exactly what I could do, and I love to save people, if you will. I love to be able to be the one with the answers, and trying to be that person all the time led me to be in a position where I really let a lot of people down. I let them down because I said, "Hey, what kind of computer you want?" And instead of just saying, "Here are my recommendations," I always tried to go the extra mile and go and find it for them, give them a link, and do all these other things. And so what it led to was a frustration on my part because I felt like I didn't help them, and I felt like I just didn't get the ball moving. But I know it led to frustration on their part because it meant that things they were asking me to do, I just didn't have the capacity to do. So I want to help you today with about 5 things that I think is going to help you to overcome handling overcommitment. Number 1, you have to clarify your priorities. You have to have a conversation with yourself that says, these are the things that I am going to do first. These are my priorities. And no matter what the ask that people bring to you, it has to line up in those sets of order of what your priorities are. Number 2, you gotta know your limits. You have to know exactly what you have the capacity to handle. And I mean, factoring in rest time, factoring in things that don't always go the right way, factoring in that people may not give you the information that you need to do your job in a timely manner. You got to know your limits. This one is a blessing. Before committing, you have to pause. You need to take a moment to look back, to get on your schedule and say, okay, do I really have time to do this? I know that this commitment is really only 10 to 15 minutes that it takes me to do. But if you already have 9 hours of stuff programmed or scheduled in your day, then the extra 10 minutes is just not going to happen timely. I know the project is small, but you've already overcommitted yourself, or you've committed yourself to the maximum amount that you have allotted for that day based on your priorities. This one is number 4. I'm still working. I promise you, I'm still working because I am a solutions guy. I'm a fixer. So learning to say no is quite difficult for me. I just usually say I'll handle it or I'll figure it out. But this year I'm learning how to say no, I can't do it. I don't have the capacity. In fact, I often will say to people, I don't have the bandwidth. I just don't have the extra that is needed to handle this particular project right now. Number 5, you have to learn how to delegate. You have to be able to say, this is something that I personally can't touch. Because when I touch and when I get in the way, I become the bottleneck, that the clog in the pipes that keeps the company from moving forward, that keeps the relationship from moving forward, that keeps the project from moving forward. I can't be in the middle. I can't be the bottleneck. So you have to learn how to effectively delegate. And if there was a bonus, this was not up here. You have to learn how to be okay with renegotiating. You have to come to a point in yourself where you're able to say, I know I said I could, but right now things have changed and I can't, and be okay with that. And so that's it. That's my goal in 2020. Clarify my priorities, know my limits, pause before committing, learn to say no, learn to delegate, and be okay with renegotiating. And that's how I plan on handling overcommitment. You guys have always, as always, have been the best. Peace.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig it.